ओम श्री गुरुभ्यो नमः। हरि ओम सदाशिवसमारंभां शंकराचार्यमध्यमाम् अस्मदाचार्यपर्यन्तां वन्दे गुरुपरम्पराम्। श्रुतिस्मृतिपुराणानाम् आलयं करुणालयं नमामि भगवत्पादं शङ्करं लोकशङ्करं। शङ्करं शङ्कराचार्यं केशवं बादरायणं सूत्रभाष्यकृतौ वन्दे भगवन्तौ पुनः पुनः। ईश्वरो गुरुरात्मेति मूर्तिभेदविभागिने व्योमवद्व्याप्तदेहाय दक्षिणामूर्तये नमः। गुकारस्वन्धकारो वै ऋकारस्तन्निवर्तकः अन्धकारनिरोधित्वात् गुरुरित्यभिधीयते। ॐ सहना भवतु सहनौ भुनक्तु सह वीर्यङ्करवावहै तेजस्विनावधीतमस्तु मा विद्विषावहै। ॐ शान्तिः शान्तिः शान्तिः। ॐ भद्रं कर्णे विशृणुयाम देवाः भद्रं पश्येमाक्षभिर्यजत्राः स्थिरैरङ्गैः स्तुष्ट्वागुंसस्तनूभिः विषेम देवहितं जदायुः। स्वस्ति न इन्द्रो वृद्धश्रवाः स्वस्ति नः पूषा विश्ववेदाः स्वस्ति नस्तार्क्ष्यो अरिष्ठनेमिः स्वस्ति नो बृहस्पतिर्दधातु। ॐ शान्तिः शान्तिः शान्तिः। ॐ नमो ब्रह्म विद्या सम्प्रदायकर्तृभ्यः नमो नमः श्री गौडपाद श्री शंकर भगवत्पाद सुरेश्वराचार्येभ्यः नमो गुरुभ्यः। प्रज्ञानांशुः प्रदानैः स्थिरचरनिकरव्यापिभिर्व्याप्य लोकान् भुक्त्वा भोगान् स्तविष्टान् पुनरपि धिषणोद्भासितान् कामजन्यान् पीत्वा सर्वान् विशेषान् स्वपिति मधुरभुं मायया भोजयन्नः मायासङ्ख्यातुरीयं परममृतमजं ब्रह्म यत्तन्नतोऽस्मि। जीवात्मनोरनन्यत्वम् अभेदेन प्रशस्यते नानात्वं निन्द्यते यच्च तदेवं हि समञ्जसम्। जीवात्मनोः पृथक्त्वं यत् प्रागुत्पत्तेः प्रकीर्तितं भविष्यद्विद्या गौणं तत् मुख्यत्वं हि न युज्यते। प्रलोभविस्फुलिङ्गाद्यैः सृष्टिर्याचोदितान्यथा उपायस्सोऽवताराय नास्ति भेदः कथञ्चन। Today is Vyasa Purnima, which is also known as Guru Purnima, as we all know. So, Vyasacharya being one of the most exalted gurus in the Sampradaya, his avatara is considered to be of significance for the people who are in this tradition of Vaidika Marga. Therefore, his avatara tithi of this Purnima is considered Guru Purnima. So, as a reverence to the Sampradaya of Gurus, let us look at this shloka, which has been composed by Bhagavad Acharya on the Guru Parampara as part of the same Mandukya Karika text. Towards the end of Mandukya Karika Bhashya, Bhagavad has given 3 verses, and in one of them he is talking about the Paramaguru. All the entire Guru Parampara, Prajna Vaishaka Veda Kshubite Kshubita Jalanidhehe Veda Namnontarastham Bhutan Yalokya Magnan Avirata Janana Graha Ghore Samudre Karunyad Uddadhara Amritamidam Amarair Durlabham Bhutahetoho Yastam Pujyabhipujyam Paramagurumamum Padapatair Natosmi. Aham Nataha Asmi. I remain prostrated. I remain. It's not like prostrating one time. He says, I remain prostrated, nataha asmi. I remain surrendered. Where padapataihi, being fallen, patanam means falling in pada. Padapataihi nataha asmi. Whose pada? Paramagurum amum, the guru who is in front of me. That amupada is also very important. We are not talking about a guru who was there in time, some time back. Only that we, of course, we prostrate to that entire Guru Parampara, but through my immediate Guru. Okay, the immediate Guru is very important. That is the link. The link to the Avichinna Parampara, Guru Parampara, is only through my immediate Guru. Therefore, he is saying Amum. So, Tikakar also here, if you see Amum iti, Tasya Purodeshe Sannihitattvena Aparokshatvam Suchitam. Amum iti Tasya Purodeshe Sannihitattvena Aparokshatvam Suchitam. So, he is not talking about a Paroksha Guru. Even Bhagavad Acharya, it appears he is having this Guru in front of him. See, Buddhina also you can bring him in front. That is also there. That Sannidhi can be brought forth because you are bringing him in your conscience, bringing him in your mind. That kind of aparokshatvam also, or I wouldn't call aparokshatvam, that kind of Sannidhi can also be considered with the Amumpada. But here Tikakara says Purodeshe Sannihitattvena Aparokshatvam, as though he is in front of him. Therefore, maybe Bhagavad-pada also had his Guru in front of him when he composed this. Paramagurum Amum Padapataihi Nataha Asmi. So that surrender is total. It's not like for some time you are surrendering and sometime you are not. Nataha Asmi. Because the Guru Pada, because Guru is an altar of surrender. Even Devata also you can just do an Upasana, that's fine. But Guru is always seen through Pada only. That Paduka, Guru Paduka Stotram we say. Because Guru is an altar of surrender, because the Vidya needs, if the Vidya needs to be gained, the biggest obstacle for the Vidya is Ahankara only. Avidya is what you are trying to take away. Though Avidya is a Pratibandha, but the Avidya can be removed by Vidya. There is no problem with that. The obstruction is always in the form of Ahankara. Because there is an attachment towards my individuality. And that individuality gets hurt in the process of this knowledge happening. Okay, so the biggest obstruction is typically in the form of the ego, and that only will obstruct you from gaining the knowledge, because your mind will not be in a total state of surrender. When you are listening to this Shastra, it will create obstructions. It won't be open-minded. So that openness can come only if there is Shraddha. And sometimes even that Shraddha can be hindered. Therefore, that surrender, Sharanagati, is what is an important thing when it comes to listening to Shastra. Therefore, this surrender to the Guru. Guru means Shastra only. We are talking about a Sadguru here. The one who is doing a bodha of Sadvastu. So that person is not interested in his or her own welfare by doing this teaching. So the teaching is done in alignment to the Shastra and in alignment to the Sampradaya. There is no selfish motive here. Therefore, there is no question of Guru exploiting Shishya's surrender if he is a Sadguru, he or she is a Sadguru. Now, coming to the student should have, the Shishya should have an attitude of surrender to the Shastra, to the Sampradaya, and the connection to the Shastra and the Sampradaya is only through your immediate Guru. That is the link. Everything else is before. Even your Parama Guru, Paramartha Guru, and Vyasa and Adi Shankaracharya, all these are understood through who? Through the Upadesha of your immediate Guru. Then only you get to know what is revealed by the Shastra in a proper way. Therefore, surrender to the Guru is essential. Therefore, for your own sake. Therefore, Bhagavad here, Paramagurum Amum Pataihi Natosmi. So I remain surrendered. So I remain in reverence of the Guru. And what kind of Paramaguru? Pujyabhi Pujyam. He is the Pujyanamapi Pujyameva. Paramagurutvam Pujyanamapi Gurunam Atishayena Pujyatvad Acharyasya Samadhigatam. The Guru is to be praised, worshipped by even who you worship. So he deserves that kind of worship. Why is he deserving of that worship? Because Karunyat Uddhadara. Because purely of Karuna. The Guru teaches out of compassion only. Because the compassion is the natural thing for a jnani. Because there is a abheda drishti. So the natural emotion that flows when there is abheda drishti is karuna. Because it is the nature of Swarupa. Daya and karuna. Dayananda. That's why Puji Swamiji, when they said Dayananda, they generally that Daya was highlighted even by Chinmayanandaji himself. Even Pranavananda, when he attained Samadhi, I was listening to some YouTube video yesterday or day before. I was surprised to learn that Pranavananda himself had said that Swamiji is compassion. So that Daya, that is Karuna. The Karunyatvam, that is a Daya, compassion. When the Jnanam is there, the Daya and Karuna is a natural emotion. Karunyat. And what did he do? Uddadhara. They brought out what? Amritamidam. This nectar, this great nectar was brought out. What kind of Amritam? Amaraihi Durlabham. Even for Devatas, big Devas, Amaraihi. For them also, the general Amrita, which is from the Samudra Manthanam, that Amritam which came out, that is easily gained because Bhagavan just called them and gave them. Whereas this Amritam, which is a Atma Swarupa Drishti, is difficult to gain even for Devatas. Only the Manushya Dehe with Chitta Shuddhi and all that, whoever is qualified can gain this. Therefore, this Amritam that comes out of this Shastra Sampradaya, Vyasasya Mukhena Vangmayam Amritam Jagat Pipati. So the Vyasas Amritam only, even today people are drinking. Everything is considered as a Vyasa's work, whether it is Mahabharata or Bhagavata or Purana, Sutra, Brahma Sutra. Everything generally is attributed to Vyasa. That's how we look upon. Therefore, whatever you read, in a sense, Vyasa's hand is there. Whether even is a Veda Vyasa, even the Vedas themselves were organized by him. So whether it is Veda Upanishad or Smriti like Bhagavad Gita or the Nyaya Grantha of Brahma Sutra and any other Pauranika Grantha you take, they all have some connection to Veda Vyasa, Prasthanatraya and the other books also. Therefore, whatever Amritam that we are drinking, it all originated from Veda Vyasa. Is generally there is a shloka. Okay. See, but in the tradition, though, that's how we look upon. But there are also the thoughts that okay, not everything was done by same persons. Even all the stotrani which are there, some though are attributed to Bhagavad Pada, people generally say some of these may not be done by him. Okay, which is okay, which is a way in a sense. Suppose I learned something from Bhagavad Pada's Bhashya, and let's say I compose a shloka, okay, with mostly the import of what is there in the Bhashya. Then one way it is also true that this shloka also is of Bhagavad Pada only. The same thought only has led to this shlokas. So you can always attribute that also to Bhagavad Pada, so long as we were true to the text. So the reason why people still say make a difference, because there is a shaili beda, there is a difference in the style of writing. So there is a belief that okay, some of these are probably not written by Bhagavad Pada himself. Similarly, I read contention whether the Nyaya Grantha, Brahma Sutra, was written by someone other than the Smritikarta Vedavyasa who wrote Mahabharata, the Granthas. Okay, there is some alternate views on that. In any case, the tradition looks upon all these as by Vedavyasa only. So therefore, Vyasasya Amrite Vangmayam Amritam Vyasamukha, that whatever came out of Vyasa only is being drunk by the world, is what is said. Anyway, here Karunyat Uddadara Amritamidam Amaraihi Durlabam. So even by the Devas, it is difficult to gain. And that kind of Amritam is given to the Bhuta, all the living people. And what kind of it is it? Prajna Vaishaka Veda Kshubita Jalanidhe Vedanamnaha Antarastham Bhutani Alokyam Agnani Avirata Janana Graha Ghore Samudre. So these Bhutani Alokya, seeing the state of all the Jivatmas, especially human beings, what is the state? Magnani. They are drowning or drowned. Where? Avirata Janana Graha Ghore Samudre. Where all these crocodiles and all this, big dolphins are all there in the samudra. The samsara is full of dangerous, beings, reptiles, or whatever amphibians, which are there to swallow you. All raga dveshadi. Okay, because you are already in samsara, trying to come out through all our bhakti and shraddha and all that. But this raga dvesha mada matsaryadi try to drown you again without you knowing their exist. They are there underneath in your unconscious, like all these huge dolphins and whatever. the big creatures which are inside the ocean, Samudra, you won't be able to see them. They are there underneath. It looks like a very still ocean, as though you are happy, you are floating. Suddenly something comes from underneath and then swallows you. Like that, you think you are comfortable in this Jagat, but every day there is some surprise, something which comes and drags you. Because you think you are in control. I am listening to all this Vedanta. Okay, I am in control. I am a, Shraddhavan. But then suddenly many days and weeks and months are lost because something comes and pulls you into this samsara. By the time you again come out of it, it takes a long number of days. Like that, Bhutani Magnani Alokya, seeing all these people who are getting swallowed in this samudra, what did he do? This your guru, Prajna Vaishaka Vedha Kshubita Jalanidehe, in the Jalanidhi, another ocean. Which ocean is it? Veda Namna. In the name of Veda, there are quite some literature. There are 4 Vedas, then you have Vedanga, then Veda Upangas, and even for this Veda, there are so many Vyakyanas. There is a Purva Mimamsa, Uttara Mimamsa, and then there is Sankhya, Vaiseshika, Nayayika. There are so many things. Then you have Avaidika Darshanas also. So it's an ocean of things. You can't study everything. Any births also you can't complete all the knowledge. Everything is knowledge. Veda means knowledge to know. Vid means to know. So knowledge is in abundance. Abundance. So that is why it is called Jalanidhehe Vedanamnaha Antarastam. So inside that Ratnam which is inside the Upanishads, it is hidden. Like in the stories, Vikramaditya stories and all will be there. After crossing 7 oceans, lakes and mountains, somewhere in an island, there is one big palace which is surrounded by all these big creatures. Once you cross that, get into that palace, there is one room, and in that room there is one cage within which one parrot is there, and in the parrot's neck there is one ratnam. Once you bring that, then only the solution to your problem will come. Like that story will be there. So you have to go there. Someone has to go and get it. Correct? It is there in Veda. Jalanidhehe Vedanamna Antarastam. This whole, the deepest in Vakyas, the meanings are like scattered. So someone needs to bring that out. So this Guru, what does he do? Prajna Vaishaka Veda Kshubita Jala Kshubitam. So he uses the prajna. Okay. So this prajna means is intellect. Medha Sahita Prajna. He says Tikakara says along with Medha Prajna. Both intellect and the grasp. All this he uses. And that is Vaishakaha. That is Mantha. The thing with which you churn all the Vakyas, Veda Vakyas, whatever the sentences are there, you do Mimamsa, Upakrama, Upasamhara, all these things, right? Where what is being repeated, how does it start, how does it end, what are the examples given, everything looking at doing all the Nyaya, and of course, having already listened to the Shastra from the Guru also, having gained the Jnanam, then this Vaishakaha through this Mantha, this Prajna and Medha, using that to churn Vedaha Vedhanam Kshepanam Tena Kshubitaha. So using that, rooting it in Veda and churning it, taking the meaning out of this Jalanide Vedanamnaha Antarastam. So taking this Bhutani, why does the Guru do? Looking at the Bhutani Alokya, Magnani, the people who are sunk in this. Okay, Magnani Avirata Janana Graha Gore Samudre, then Karunyati. Only for, why should a person teach? See, to teach also, you need to keep up to date with all the text, and then keep how to reveal is important. Then only the student will understand. So, a jnani has already gained jnanam. Once jnanam is already gained, what is the motivation to even study the Shastra again? Why would he do? He or she do? And in the jnani's drishti, the world is having no problem. Everybody is going through their cycle of birth and death. It is all going through a structured journey of Ishvara. So there is no problem. So the Guru doesn't need to teach, just to be with the Atma Nishta, but only due to Karuna. Okay, seeing others, even though it is imaginary samsara, but people are struggling. They want to come out of it knowingly or unknowingly. Recognizing that is Karuna. Karunyat uddadharamritamidam amarair durlabham bhutahetoho yaha tam pujabhi pujyam. Therefore is pujyabhi pujyam. It's all hetu garbhita. Because there is a Karuna. Why do you say there is a Karuna? Because this Guru is doing this manthanam. Prajna Vaishaka Veda Kshubita Jalanidehe. So through that, so therefore he can be seen as having Karuna. Because he is having Karuna, he is Pujyabi Pujyam. And Parama Guru Mamam Padapataihi Natahasmi. That kind of a Guru who is Parama Guru, who is the Guru's Guru. He is, that is Veda Vyasacharya you can take, or all the great Gurus you can take. Padapataihi Natahasmi is what is Pashirara's prayer at the end of this. So I thought, being Guru Purnima, we can just look at that. Okay, now let us go back to our context. Jivatmanoho Pratakvam Yat Praguttattehe Prakirtidam Bhavishyadvritya Gamanam Tate Mukyatvam Hina Yujyade. Of course, we have already seen this, but quickly let's recap it. So the Jivatma, Paramatma, the Veda which has been spoken about before Utpatti Vakyas. Okay, Agnehe Vispulingavate Yato va imani bhutani jayante Tasmadvaya Tasmadatmanaha Akasha Ityadi Vakyaihi Yat Pritaktvam Utpattehe Prak Utpatti Vakyani. In these Vakyas, Yata Agneya Vispulinga, before that, whatever is Pritaktvam spoken about, that is Bhavishyadvritya eva. The Ishvara is spoken about, Jiva is spoken about, Jagat is spoken about separately, but then with some connectivity, only to bring a context that later the Advaitatvam of all of them will be spoken about. Mukhyatvam na yujyate. There is no commitment to the Dvaita there. The context is just to go with the Jiva's want. The Jivatma is asking for something, Veda is giving. Okay, that's it. It is up to Veda to give whatever it wants to give. Depends on what is the Jiva is seeking from it. Okay. The Tatparya is not about what is Brahma, because that is neither asked by the Jiva from Karmakanda, nor the intent of Veda to give that in Karmakanda. Okay. So that till there we saw. Mrilloha Vispulingadyehi Srishtirya Chodidanyada Upayassovataraya Nasti Veda Katanjana. Mrilloha Vispulingadyehi. This also we briefly saw, I think. Mrit, Loha, Vispulinga. These three. Yata agnehe kshudraha vispulingaha. That is the Bradharanyavakya. And similarly, yata saumya ekena mritpindena sarvam mrinmayam vijnadam syat. By one mritpinda, the entire world of clay is created. Similarly, yata saumya ekena lohamanina sarvam lohamayam vijnadam syat. Okay. So whether it is a simple thing like a pot or big equipments like an aircraft or a huge ship are all made of the same iron. Okay. And then there are other things. Yatornana visrijate grinnate cha yata prithivyam oshadayaha sambhavanti yata satah purushat kleshalopani lomani tata aksharat sambhavati iha vishwam. Even like how the from the same body hair and body hair and hair in the head are born, like from the spider the whole web is spun. Abhinna nimitta upadana karana. Similarly is this creation. So all this talks about creation. Okay, there is a Srishti Vakyas are there. Srishtihi Mrilloha Vispulingadyehi Srishtihi. So the Mrit Srishti, Loha Srishti, Vispulinga Srishti, all this whatever is spoken are Upayaha. They are means, they are a way to reveal something else. Avataraya. What are you revealing through that? Nasti Bedaha. There is no difference. Karyam Karanat Ananyate. That is the intent. In fact, the Karyatvam is Mithya. The Karanam, the essence of what is Karana. The content of Karana is Satyam. Because the Karanatvam also is only when Karyatvam is accepted. Okay. If there is a Karya, then Karanatvam gains a stature. There is no Karyam. Where is the question of Karanam? Karanam only Karyatva apekshaya eva Karanam. Therefore, Ishvara also only from a Jagat Drishti. There is no Jagat, where is Ishvara? So, only when there is a mustache, you can call aunt as uncle. There is no mustache at all, then how can you do? So, this is all Kalpita. Vandya Putravati. When there is no Karyam, there is no Karanatvam. So the point is, first you show the Karyam as Karyam and then say this is Karanam. Bring the mind to the Karanam, content of Karanam, and then show that whatever you saw as Karya is only Mithya. The Surupameva Satya. It's a way to show that. Okay. So Nanu yat utpattehe prag ajam sarvam ekameva advidiyam. Tatapi utpattehe urdhvam jatamidam sarvam jivascha bhinnaha iti. Okay. Even though utpattehe prak, before creation, it may, this is a Purvapaksha question. Before it is ekameva advitiyam. Okay. All was one, like a lump of clay. It was all together one clay. Now creation has happened. This has gone a separate part. That has been created a separate jug. This is separate jar. This is a tumbler. Somebody from Chennai bought 4 pots. Someone came from Bangalore and bought 2 jars. Someone came from Chandigarh and bought 4 tumblers. They all took them all away. So now you can't say it is one clay. So you have to say there are 4 pots in Chennai, 4 jars in Bangalore, and then 4 tumblers in Chandigarh. How can you say they all are one? Creation has happened. So pragutpattehe ajam sarvam ekameva advitiyam. That's fine. Tatapi utpattehe urdhvam. After the utpatti has happened, jatamidam sarvam jivascha bhinnaha. All these are, I am separate from you, you are separate from him. 2 of you are sitting and doing these talks in this Arsha Vidya Varshini. You are 2 separate people only. And we are all sitting and listening. We are separate from you. So this is maybe before creation it was one Brahma. That's okay. How does it matter? That was once upon a time. Okay, today it's not the same, no. So it's a question. So he says, "My evam anyartatvat utpatti shrutinam." No, no, that is not what is the intent of the Shruti Vakya. It means something else. Okay. Something else means what? Purvamapi parigrihyate eva ayam doshaha. We have already spoken about this. Where is your problem? Again and again, why are you bringing the same thing? What was it said? Swapnavate atmamaya visarjitaha sanghataha. So the Atma is the same, like the Akasha is one. There is no separate Katakasha, Mahakasha and all that. The Kata Akasha Utpatti Bhedadi Jivati Jivanam Utpatti Bhedadihi. Just like the Katakasha is created by a part. Similarly, because each Avidya and Avidya Upadhi, so this whole separateness is as though seen by your Buddhi. Itaha, that has been spoken about already. So let's not again and again talk about the same thing. All our people have understood that. Let's move, is what he says. Itaha eva utpatti vedadi shrutibhyaha आकृष्य इह पुनः उत्पत्तिश्रुतीनाम् ऐदम्बर्यप्रतिपिपादयिषया उपन्यासः मृल्लोहविस्फुलिङ्गादि दृष्टान्त उपन्यासैः सृष्टिः या च उदिता प्रकाशिता कल्पिता अन्यता अन्यता च सः सर्वः सृष्टिप्रकारः जीवपरमात्म एकत्वबुद्धि अवताराय उपायः अस्माकम्. So far as अस्माकं for us Vedantis, okay, this whole srishti is only to show the karanatvam. Jiva Paramatma Ekatva Buddhi Avataraya. The Jiva and Paramatma and Ishvara and Jagat, there is no division. Only in Vyavahara there is a division. In Paramartika, there is no difference because all of them are nothing but Chaitanyam only, Nyaptihi only. In this Nyapti only, the whole experience is happening. The Veda Buddhi is sitting in this Nyapti only. I am there. Where is that? In the Nyapti only. The I sense there is a non-me which is in the form of different people. That is also in Nyapti only. This whole Jagat, where is it sitting? In Nyapti only. Any absence, rabbit's horn, Vandhyaputra, that knowledge is where? In the Nyapti only. I am a Jiva is in Nyapti only. I am Ishvara is in Nyapti only. This is Ishvara, that is also in Nyapti only. This is Jagat is in Nyapti only. I am in deep sleep, that is in Nyapti only. I am having a dream, Nyapti only. Everything is Nyapti, Nyapti, Chaitanya only. And where there is a time, the time is in Nyapti. Then for the time, for it to be illuminated, the Jnanam only Prakashete. Similarly, space, where is space? In Nyapti only. Objects are in Nyapti, space is in Nyapti, time is in Nyapti, that I am is in Nyapti, that I have ignorance is in Nyapti, that I have Jnanam is in Nyapti. So, where is something which is not in Nyapti? In fact, this not in Nyapti, that question also is in Nyapti only. I am a Sunyavadi, Nyapti. All that is here is in Shunyam, that thought is also in Nyapti. So, Jnanam Vina, there is nothing. Therefore, Jiva Paramatma Ekatva Buddhi Avataraya Eva Upayaha. Sarvam Srishti Prakaraha. Sarvaha Srishti Prakaraha. All the Srishti is spoken about only to say that the Srishta Jagat is nothing not separate from the Karanam, which is Nyapti Swarupa. Therefore, the Srishti is spoken by different ways. Yacha Udita Prakashita Kalpita Anyata Anyata. In different places, in different ways, the Srishti is spoken about. One place it says Mritika, another place Loha, in another place it says with Agner Vispulingavate. It just, one is Panchikaranam, one another is Trivit Karanam, another is, just this the three avastatraya, all the Srishti, everywhere it is differently spoken. The idea is there is no Tatparya in the Srishti. The Tatparya is in Asrishtam, Ajativada. We saw earlier, right? Nothing is born. Yacha Udita Prakashita Kalpita Anyata Anyata Srishtihi. Therefore, Mrilloha Vispulingadi Drishtanta Upanyasehi. Through this Drishtanta, through these examples, it's only example. How it is Karyam Karanat Ananyat. That is what is the intent there. Utpatti Bhedadi Shrutibhyaha Akrishya Iha Punaha Utpatti Shrutinam Aidambarya Prativipadishaya Upanyasaha Idampara. This way. How are you saying that this is only to understand this Karyatvam only? Karya Karana Bheda is only spoken to show the Advitiya Brahma. How do you make that conclusion? He gives one example. Yatha Pranasamvade Vagadi Asurapapam Vedadi Akhyayika Kalpita Prana Vaisishtya Bodha Avataraya Tadapi Asiddham. Before that, Yatha, just like in a Prana Samvada. There is a Prana Samvada which is spoken about in Veda. What is this Prana Samvada? So, there was an Yajna. There is a story, Akhyayika, which is spoken about. What is this Akhyayika? I'll tell you where it is. Okay. Asticha Anyartha Pratipipadisha Yani Arthakatane Shrautaha Drishtantaha Tadyata Vajasaneyake. In Vajasaneyaka Brahmana, there is a Prana Samvada which is spoken about. Vagadi Asurapapma Vedadhi Akhyayika. Okay. In Vajasaneyaka, what happens? Devaha Kila Yajne Asuran Udgitena Atyetum Sankalpya. So what does these devas do? There is a yajna is happening. Okay, there is one yajna which is going to be conducted. Okay, who are going to do this yajna? This deva. Devas and asuras are in fight always. So this deva are going to do an yajna, and in this yajna, Udgitena. Udgita is Udgatu means Samavedis. Okay. Ritvik, Udgata, all these are different. The Rigveda Brahmanas are called Ritviks, all these. There is a classification. The Udgata is the person who comes and does Samagana in the Yajnas. Now this Udgitena Atyetam, to win over Asuras, the Devas wanted to bring Udgata. What kind of Udgata? Vagadin Kramena Udgatritvena Vavride. So these devas go and try to bring Vak, Shrautram, Jihva, all these. Like Vak means speech, organ of speech. And then organ of hearing, organ of taste. All these people, they try to bring them as Udgatri. Kramena Udgatritvena Vavride. Can you come as Udgatri? So they go and ask the Vak, organ of speech, can you come and sing Samagana for me in this yajna, so that we can win over the asuras. Tanscha Vagadin Pranan Kalyana Vishaya Vishesha Sangha Hetuhu Asuraha Papmana Vidhyan Tato Mukhya Pranam Udganartham Upagatavantaha. But So these Vak, etc. were not able to do that. Then the Mukhya Prana was brought in. Tamapi Papmana Vedhum Yatamana api Ashaknuvantaha Asuraha Parabhutaha Vineshuhu ityadi Shruyate Tatsarvam Pranasya Vishuddhyadi Gunavattaya Vaisishtya Avabodha Avataraya Upayaha Eva. So this prana, when prana came and it as a Udgatu, okay, then it was able to do that and they were able to win over. So which means the Vak, Shrautram, etc., what it wasn't, they were not able to do. This prana was able to do. That is a prana samvada. Okay, yatha prana samvade, there is a akyayika. This kind of an akyayika is there. What is the purpose of this akyayika? They were fighting, and why? How can the Vak, etc., the organs come and sing? It is not possible, right? So the idea is Vagadi Asurapapma Vedadhyakhyayika Kalpita. They were created for what? Prana Vaisishtya Avabodha Avataraya. The prana is essential for the organs to function. So the prana is superior, Vaisishtyam, it's Vishesha. Because of prana only, all the organs function. That is the import. Okay, the superiority of prana is established. Okay, because prana, when it goes away, everything else, even though your organ is still there in the body, but prana is gone, means it doesn't function. So prana vaisishtya avabodha avataraya eva, it is done. Okay, means the akyayika is done. So what is the Karikakara and Bhagavad Pada trying to show here? The entire Srishti Prakriya can be seen as a akyayika to make you understand that Karyam is not separate from Karanam, and there are other similar things being done by Veda. Like in the case of Prana Samvada, a story has been spun, okay, a Kalpita. So there is a story which the Shruti is saying to emphasize the Vaisishtyam of Prana. That's all is the intent. So you can't say that, oh, no, so this organs will come and talk and they will sing Samaveda, all that, okay? But this Purva Pakshi doesn't accept it. He says, Tadapi asiddham iti chetna shaka vedeshu, okay, anyata cha pranadi samvada shravanat. If the Purva Pakshi is saying, no, it doesn't establish that it is a kalpana. Maybe it happened, okay? Maybe the organs of speech, etc., came and fought with the Devatas, or maybe the organs of speech were not capable really. Devatas went and asked. Maybe it really happened. Then Bhashikara says, Shaka Vedeshu Anyata Pranadi Samvada Shravanat. In every Shaka, the narration looks different. It's not the same way. If it is true, Yedihi Vadaha Paramarthaha Eva Bhut Ekarupaha Eva Samvadaha Sarvashakasu Asroshyata Viruddha Aneka Prakarena Na Asroshyata Shruyate Tu Tasmate Na Tadartyam Samvada Shrutina. So if it had happened, and the idea of Shruti is to exactly tell what happened, okay, then it will give the same story everywhere. It won't say in one place it happened this way, in another place it will say it happened another way, in third place it won't say that it happened another way. Everywhere the story cannot become different if it truly happened, correct? You can't have in Ramayana one place say Sita married Rama, another place say Sita married some Lakshmana or something. No, that you can't change, right? So it has to have the same kind of story. How can it be different in different shaka? If the import is to say that exactly what happened, then it won't give different stories. Because the idea is not the story. Therefore, it has been stated in different ways. That what we can conclude. Na tadartyam samvada shrutinam tata utpatti vakyani pratyetavyani. Okay, similarly, this utpatti vakyas also needs to be understood because they also differ at different places. Okay, now the Purva Pakshi still doesn't leave. He says, Kalpa Sarga Vedat Samvada Shrutinam Utpatti Shrutinam Cha Pratisargam Anyatatvam iti chet. So, we believe in many Sarga, many Kalpa, Yuga, all this, right? We are in Vaivasvata Manvantara now. This Vaivasvata Manvantara, within that you have this Chaturi Yuga, and in that in Kali Yuga we are there. But like that, there has been many Manus, and then there is Kalpa, and that becomes one day of Brahmaji. Like that, there are many days of Brahmaji, so this whole cycle keeps on going. Therefore, in one Kalpa, the Prana Samvada happened like this. In another Kalpa, the Prana Samvada happened in another way. In another Kalpa, third Kalpa, it happened another way. So, Veda has given three different stories, four different stories. You can't say in every kalpa it happens in the same way. No, if it happened only once, you have to say only this way it happened. But many kalpas are there. In one kalpa, Rama was called Rama. In another kalpa, Rama was called Balrama. Who knows? You don't have to have same. Or maybe in Vaivasvata Manvantara, Rama was like this. Maybe in some other Manvantara, Rama is probably different. How do you know? So Veda says three different stories means three different stories probably happened. Similarly, Srishti also. In Vaivasvata Manvantara, maybe Panchikaranam happens. In some other Manvantara, maybe Trivetkaranam happens. So you can't take like that, is what he says. Pratisargam anyatatvam iti chet na. Bhashikara says no. Why? Nishprayojanatvat yatokta buddhi avatara prayojana vyatirekena. Now he comes to the crux of what is Veda. When Veda says something, it should have what? Apurvata, Anadikatattvam, Palavattarthabodhakatvam. Palavatvam should be there. Prayojanatvam. Prayojana, it has to have a purpose. It should give you some benefit. Then only Veda Vakyas can become a Pramana. If you say all these different Kalpa stories are there, then what is the purpose of those stories? Why should Veda come and tell you that? It's not writing some history book, right? Veda is not some history book for it to write this is how this prana spoke. So many people would have spoken, so many things would have happened in various kalpas. There are like innumerable kalpas which have gone, manvantras have gone before. Everything is not stated by Veda. So it is not some history record book which talks about so many things, what all happened in the what all creation. It's not for you to do some curiosity research. Veda is there. So there has to be a prayojana. And what is the prayojana of this sentence? He says nishprayojanatvat yatokta buddhi avatara prayojana vyatirekena. Other than whatever we are saying, the karya karana thing for in the case of srishti and the prana vaisishtya in the case of prana samvada, other than this, there cannot be any other prayojanam of these stories. नहि अन्य प्रयोजनवत्वं संवाद उत्पत्ति श्रुतीनां शक्यं कल्पयितुम्. You can't even imagine any other use of those statements. Tatatva pratipattiye dhyanarthamiti chet. Why are you saying there is no purpose? Purvapakshi says. Maybe a person can do dhyana, meditate that this is how Srishti took place, this is how Srishti took place. So that kind of dhyana can be done. And then you achieve that kind of a Srishtatvam. Tatatva pratipatti can happen by doing dhyana. Correct? Yadbhavam tadbhavati. So you just, whatever you contemplate on, you look like that. There is something, no? There is some tejas we speak about. Suppose everybody is wearing a pant shirt and the same kind of hairstyle and all that. Still, you can identify a people, no? Based on wherever their nishta is, you can clearly say. So Swamiji used to give an instance when he used to be in pant shirt and he was a little darker also in complexion. Okay, still when he used to come from the Srinagar railway station, the ladies who are selling vegetables, he used to say, will shout, Ayere, come. So she used to ask, how did she know? Right? You are not dressed like that. You are not in a specific color. I'm not being very color sensitive or anything, but I'm just saying there is no way to identify. That is where I said, okay, not that only dark person. That's not the point. How did that person identify was my import when I said that. Okay. Now he used to say that. Okay. I'm just saying what he used to say. Now that is because whatever your thinking is, you become like that. In fact, in some of my friends in the US in early 90s, they he one person was there, Andy Laps. He will say, just looking at somebody, he'll say, hey, he's from German origin. This person is from Irish origin. For us, every white will look the same. We don't know the difference. But they used to say, spot, just to looking at that person, he used to tell, okay, he's a Mexican origin, like that. So that is, how is it possible? By tatatva pratipatti. That's where I'm talking about this. So by doing nishta on something, keeping on contemplating something, you get that kind of a look. Yeah, you think about it. Now you will also know when someone is a Christian nun, even without the dress, you can look and say, or even Muslim, or I'm so not being racist here. That's not the point. But something happens with the persons by contemplating on something. That's what we used to say, sarupyam. We talk about no sarupyam. It kind of influences. Face is a reflection of the mind. In English also that proverb is there, right? So something is there about these kind of things. Okay. Uh, we don't want to be classified as when we talk like this, some people will say that is color is racist and all. That's not the point, but we are just looking at things objectively, right? The tatatva pratipatti, in the context I'm just saying. Okay, so maybe you contemplate on something so that you gain that. Okay, dhyanartham iti chet tatatva pratipattiye dhyanartham iti chet na. That also is not true. Why? Because kalahotpatti pralayanam pratipattehe anishtatva. Why do you want to contemplate on a kalaha? Means a fight which happened between prana and all this walk. There is no, what do you gain? What is the, but by contemplating on a fight, there is no purpose, no? Kalahotpatti and then utpatti pralaya. By contemplating on utpatti and pralaya, what you will gain will not be an ishta. Pratipattehe anishtatvat. You are not going to gain anything good. Why do you want to keep on thinking about some fight which happened? These days we do know. Oh, he broke this temple, then keep on having that kind of a thought. Okay, so then you create a certain kind of disposition. Either you solve the issue and come out of it, or just leave it, right? So you can't keep on having this victim mentality or superiority complex. Any of them is not good. Okay, so that's what kalahotpatti pralayanam pratipattehe anishtatva. No, it's not going to give you any good. Tasmat utpatyadi shrutayaha atma ekatva buddhi avataraya eva na anyartaha kalpayitum yuktaha. So you cannot understand, you cannot interpret the Srishti Vakyas in any other way than to recognize that they are meant for revealing the identity of Jiva Brahmaikya. Correct? Tasmad utpatyadi shrutayaha atma ekatva buddhi avataraya eva na anyartaha kalpayitum yuktaha ataha nasti utpatyadi kritaha bedaha katanjana. So Shruti is not saying there is a Veda. Utpatti, etc. Okay. So all the Advaya Brahma only is the intent here. Let's just start the next verse. And Ashramas Trivida Heenam. Ashramas Trivida Heenam Madhyamotkrishta Upasanopadishteyam Tadartamanukampaya. Then why these kind of differences? Okay, why do you have to have all kinds of Agni, Hotra, ityadi karma also? So he says Ashramaha Trividaha. There are three classification stages of people. Hina Madhyama Utkrishta Drishtaya. Upasana Upadishtayam Tadartam Anukampaya. So for the people who are at different level, all of them have to be done Uddharana of. See, the Shruti and our Sampradaya is for the uplift of everyone. So there is no discrimination. We will see in the next class. People think everything there is a discrimination, Varna Beda, Ashrama Beda, why this discrimination? There is no discrimination. It is recognizing the differences and where each person is. And all of us have been in different stages. See, that is the thing, no? Because we have rebirth. We accept that anybody can be born as anything. Okay, so when we are talking about the Veda, it is considering all this. Okay, it's not to say that I am great, you are great, somebody is not great, I am bad, you are nothing like that. Okay, it is only the where we are at this time. Okay, that is the intent. Even within this birth itself, you can say I was this way earlier, now I am little better, tomorrow I might get even better. That is a Veda. Even within your own self, you can see that Veda. Correct? We all can recognize at one point I wasn't this good. Now I am better. Means what are we discriminating? No. It's just recognizing. Okay. So people are at different levels for whatever reasons. Okay. And how can we elevate all of them? And for one person to be elevated, you have to give them one kind of activity. For another person to be elevated, you give them another kind of activity. Because that is their nature, state of affair. Somebody is more active, somebody is a little dull, who is a little lazy, somebody is very vibrant. Nothing wrong in one or the other, right? But accordingly, you have to give them something for Uddharanam. So that is why all this Ashrama Beda and all that we'll see. Om Purnamada Purnamidam Purnat Purnamadachade Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnameva Vasishyade Om Shanti 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 Harihi Om Shri Gurubhyo Namaha Harihi Om.
ಧನ್ಯವಾದ ಗುರುಜಿ.
ಧನ್ಯವಾದ.